The story follows Akira, a 24-year-old man who feels trapped in a monotonous and unfulfilling life. Every day, as he waits at the station, he questions his purpose and wonders if life is worth living. This bleak outlook is a far cry from his younger years, when he was full of energy and optimism. During his school and university days, Akira had been a vibrant and ambitious individual who embraced every day with enthusiasm. At 21, Akira joined a corporate firm hoping to build a successful career. Though he lacked experience, his colleagues were welcoming, and the company's focus on entertainment sparked his imagination. He dreamed of achieving greatness and even imagined finding love within the industry. His determination to excel was further fueled by his admiration for a senior named Sari, who seemed like the ideal partner. Her presence motivated him to work harder, and he vowed to prove himself worthy of her attention. During a welcome party for new employees, Akira shared stories about his past, including his involvement in sports during college. Saori also spoke about her experiences and offered to support him if he ever needed help. Grateful for her kindness, Akira felt inspired to give his best to the company. However, the reality of corporate life soon set in. Long hours and relentless workloads became the norm, and Akira often found himself sleeping at the office. Despite the exhaustion, he tried to stay positive, convincing himself that the sacrifices were necessary for success. Over time, Akira began to notice the darker side of his workplace. His colleagues rarely took breaks, and his supervisor's motivational speeches often felt more like pressure than inspiration. Akira admired their dedication, but started to question whether this lifestyle was sustainable. A year into the job, he realized the company's exploitative nature, yet he felt trapped by the fear of not finding a better opportunity. His admiration for Sari remained, but he discovered that she had a close relationship with their boss, which left him heartbroken. After years of enduring the grueling routine, Akira reached a breaking point. The constant stress and lack of fulfillment led him to contemplate ending his life. Everything felt meaningless, and he longed for an escape. One morning, Akira woke up feeling more drained than ever. As he prepared for work, he noticed a rent notice and decided to handle it before heading to the office. On his way, he encountered chaos in the streets. People were panicking, and strange, aggressive figures roamed the city. Akira soon realized that these were not ordinary individuals, but something far more sinister. Terrified, he ran toward the office, fearing he would be reprimanded for being late. However, when he arrived, he realized the world had changed. The outbreak meant that the rules of his old life no longer applied. For the first time in years, Akira felt a sense of freedom. The world, once dull and oppressive, now seemed full of possibilities. He began to imagine a new life, free from the constraints of his job. His thoughts turned to Sayori, and despite knowing she was involved with someone else, he decided to confess his feelings. Using company resources, he made his way to her apartment. When he arrived, he found the door unlocked and entered cautiously. Inside, he discovered his boss in a terrifying state, confirming the chaos outside. Seizing the moment, Akira confronted him. Akira searched for Sari but realized he was too late. Overwhelmed with emotion, he stood amidst the chaos and confessed his feelings, even though he knew it was futile. With a heavy heart, he said goodbye and walked away, determined to take control of his life and find a new path. Scene shifts to a convenience store, where Akira sits drinking juice, still in disbelief that he no longer has to go to work. He reflects on the unpredictability of life. Whether he dies today or 60 years later, he decides to make the most of his time. If death is inevitable, he vows to live the best life possible and do all the things he's always wanted to do. The next morning, Akira wakes up in a panic, thinking he's late for work, only to remember he's free from that life. Still unsure if this is reality or a dream, he throws himself into chores with enthusiasm, taking out the garbage, doing laundry, and cleaning his house. After the hard work, he rewards himself with a can of juice, savoring it as if it were a taste of heaven. He turns on the TV and learns about the chaos outside. While his newfound freedom feels like paradise, he realizes the world is in turmoil. He wonders what the future holds, but decides to focus on the present. His immediate concern? Running out of juice. Determined to restock, he prepares to venture outside, even though zombies roam the streets. To Akira, juice is a priority worth risking his life for. Meanwhile, in an apartment, a couple panics as zombies approach their home. They're unable to call for help when they notice Akira climbing down a pipe. They ask what he's doing, and he explains that the stairwell is infested with zombies, leaving him no choice but to take the risky route. The couple begs him to stay, but Akira insists he's going shopping and offers to get them supplies. They request canned food and toilet paper, and Akira sets off on his bicycle. As he rides, Akira sings and enjoys the ride, momentarily forgetting the danger. He notices a girl drinking water nearby and is instantly captivated by her. He greets her and tries to strike up a conversation, mentioning how difficult life has become with the zombies. However, the girl, Shizuka, ignores him. When Akira suggests exchanging contacts to help each other, she bluntly refuses. She criticizes his reckless behavior, pointing out that singing and risking his life for something as trivial as juice shows a lack of strategic thinking. She has no interest in teaming up with someone who doesn't weigh risks properly. As zombies begin to enter the store, Akira steps forward to protect her, but Shizuka pulls him back just as a truck crashes into the store, crushing the zombies. Without a word, she leaves, leaving Akira in awe of her coolness and beauty. He wonders if they'll meet again, but his bike is destroyed in the chaos. He finds an abandoned scooter with keys still in it and realizes there are many such vehicles available. After upgrading to a better ride, he returns to his apartment. Climbing back to the couple's apartment, Akira finds it wrecked and stained with blood. Back in his room, he drinks his juice and reflects on how short life is. He decides to stop avoiding risks and starts writing down a list of things he's always wanted to do but never had the courage to pursue. He vows to accomplish these before the world falls apart. The scene shifts to Shizuka's perspective. Earlier that morning, she was working out when the zombie outbreak news broke. Unlike Akira, Shizuka is analytical and methodical. She quickly assessed the situation, prioritized survival, and made a list of actions to increase her chances of living longer. Her encounter with Akira at the convenience store left her puzzled. How could someone be so carefree and reckless during an apocalypse? She dismissed him as harmless but impractical, deciding to keep her distance. 2 days later, Akira shaves his beard and ponders what to do next. He scrolls through his phone, noticing all the invitations from friends he had declined over the past 3 years. The only person he had agreed to meet was his best friend Kenji, who had urged him to quit his exploitative job. Akira remembers Kenji and decides to find him, knowing his friend wouldn't give up easily. Kenji is trapped in a building surrounded by zombies. He barely survived an attack from his girlfriend who had turned into a zombie and has been surviving on water for 3 days. As he loses hope, he reminisces about his college days with Akira. Just then, Akira calls him, full of energy, and insists on coming to rescue him. Kenji warns him about the zombies, but Akira doesn't care. He sets off to save his friend. Akira and Kenji had been close since university, where they were in the same club. After graduation, Kenji became a successful real estate agent, known for his communication skills, and was dating a stunning model. He had always advised Akira to leave his toxic job, but Akira had ignored him. Now, as Akira sets up a distraction to draw the zombies away, he sneaks into the building and finds Kenji. Overwhelmed with emotion, Akira apologizes for not listening to his advice and for letting jealousy strain their friendship. Kenji, too, has something to confess. But their reunion is cut short as the zombies return. They rush to the rooftop, securing the gate with a makeshift barricade. The scene shifts to the rooftop, where Akira and Kenji are barricaded against the zombies. Kenji is panicking, knowing the barricade won't hold for long. He frantically asks himself what to do. Akira, however, remains calm and suggests they jump to the roof of the neighboring building. Kenji is terrified, doubting he can make the leap, but Akira insists it's their only chance. Akira jumps first, landing safely on the other side. He urges Kenji to follow, but Kenji hesitates. Overwhelmed by fear, he apologizes to Akira, admitting he doesn't think he can make the jump. He resigns himself to his fate, but decides to confess something before it's too late. Kenji reveals that he never truly enjoyed his job as a real estate agent. Day after day, he manipulated clients into bad contracts, and though he dated a stunning woman, he wasn't in love with her. He had been living a lie, pretending to be happy while secretly dreaming of becoming a stand-up comedian. Akira smiles and tells Kenji that if he wants to change his life, he needs to prove it by taking the leap, literally. He encourages Kenji to embrace his passion and start anew, reminding him that they only have one life to live. Inspired by Akira's words, Kenji takes a few steps back, gathers his courage, and jumps. He barely makes it, but Akira pulls him to safety. That night, the two friends laugh and reminisce about their college days, finding solace in each other's company. The next morning, Akira is playing a video game while Kenji prepares breakfast. To Akira's surprise, the meal was incredibly delicious. Kenji jokes that cooking is one of the reasons he's popular with women and advises Akira to learn if he doesn't want to stay single forever. Akira, annoyed, vows to find a girlfriend that very day. Kenji reads through Akira's notebook, amazed by the simple yet meaningful goals Akira has written down. He realizes that if Akira hadn't saved him, he would have died without ever pursuing his dreams. To celebrate their new lease on life, Kenji adds his own goal to the list: becoming a stand-up comedian. One of Akira's goals is to play video games on a large TV, so the two head to an electronics store. On the way, they encounter an old truck barreling toward them, forcing them to take cover. Akira spots a subway entrance and leads Kenji underground, narrowly escaping the explosion. However, they soon find themselves surrounded by zombies in the subway. They manage to find refuge in a department store, only to discover 4 other survivors already there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for part 2.